Hi everyone, welcome to my Persian Corner. My name is Panta and today we have a quick grammar lesson with the old school whiteboard on the second way that we can form possessives in Persian. So you might remember a few lessons ago we looked at one way to form the possessive, probably the easiest way, within the context of family vocabulary. So today we're going to do a little bit of review with some of those words, as well as look at the second way to form the possessive, and this way is probably the more common way to do it. So before we get to it, let's do a quick review of the first way that we form the possessive. So you might remember that one way to do it is to take the object, and in this case, we're going to take the family member, and then add the pronoun. So man, to, u, I, you, he, she, etc. And then we connect those two with an e. So here we have baradar, brother, and then we have man, I. So all we do is add the e. Baradare, man, my brother. Madare, to, your mother. Pedare, u, his or her father. خواهر ما, our sister. مادر بزرگ شما, your grandmother, and this is the formal you or the plural you. پدر بزرگ آنها, or اونا in spoken Persian. پدر بزرگ اونا, their grandfather. So this is our simplest way to form the possessive. If we have more than one person, so for example, let me squeeze this in right here. دوست برادر من, so دوست is friend. I would say دوست برادر من, the friend of, the brother of me. So you're kind of working backwards in Persian. You can think of it as like my brother's friend, right? Like that. So this is one way that we form the possessive in Persian. Let's look at the second way now. All right, so for the second way, what we're going to do is add a suffix to the word. So let's see, red. So instead of man, we're just going to omit man, or maybe we can keep the meme. We can say it that way. And we would say baradaram, baradaram. So this is an am ending. So my brother. For madar, we can say madaret. So we're just keeping the t, your mother. And this is an e. So this is baradaram, madaret. پدر او, instead of او, we're going to say پدرش, پدرش. And then instead of خواهر ما, we're going to just add a nun here, خواهرمان. But in spoken Persian, خواهرمان. In spoken Persian, we know an becomes un, so we would say خواهرمون, our sister. مادر بزرگ شما. So we're going to take this te, just like we did here, and say مادر بزرگ تان. Or in spoken Persian, مادر بزرگ تون. And here, پدر بزرگ آنها. We're going to take this shin. پدر بزرگ شان. Or in spoken Persian, پدر بزرگ شون. So you can see our three letters that we add, mim, te, and shin. So m, ta, sha, and then when we get to the plural parts, we just add the un to them, right? We keep that, so m becomes mon, ta becomes tan, sha becomes shan in the plural. And that's our second way to form possessives in Persian. I would say that the difference between the two is that this form that we looked at today, so this form that's in red, is probably more common in speaking. And then the first form that we looked at a few lessons ago is going to be used more for emphasis. So for example, if I say something like, just in general, I'm talking and I might say, خواهرم نیویورک زندگی میکنه. My sister lives in New York. And then if I'm talking to someone and they want to be like, oh yeah, hey, my sister lives there too, they would say خواهر من هم نیویورک زندگی میکنه. خواهر منم نیویورک زندگی میکنه. This هم means also, but when you're speaking, you say خواهر من هم and you run it together so it sounds like خواهر منم. But you'll notice that for emphasis, you use the first form, خواهر من. So that would be the main difference between these two, is that the easier form is used more for emphasis, but these endings are probably more common in just general speaking. Before we close out today's lesson, let's look at a few sentence examples that have this grammar in them. So our first one is دوستم خواهر و برادر نداره. دوستم or دوست من, my friend, doesn't have sisters or brothers. پسرش آمریکا زندگی میکنه. پسرش, or we could say پسر او, but we don't really say that. پسرش, his or her son lives in the US. حالمون خوبه. حالمون خوبه. حال ما or حالمون. We feel good. We're doing good. So go ahead and give this second form of possessives a bit of practice. Like I said, it's a little bit more common in speaking. The other form is used more for emphasis. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Maybe thumbs up for the video if you liked it. And I look forward to seeing you in future lessons. خداحافظ.